Hey, what's up, Steelers Nation? We're out here grinding every single day to bring you the best Pittsburgh Steelers coverage on the internet. Just like the team is working hard to perfect their game before kickoff, we're working hard too. Keep you informed, updated, and ready to cheer loud this season. If you're hyped for the 2025 season, and I mean really hyped, go ahead and smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring more exclusive updates to you and keeps the black and gold family strong. Now, let's get into today's story. And Steelers fans, it's a big one. We're talking concerns about the offense, a strong warning from a top insider, and what it all means for our chances in 2025. Let's dive in, Steelers Nation. We're just weeks away from the start of the 2025 NFL season, and while there's plenty to be excited about, from Aaron Rodgers under center to the addition of DK Metcalf, there's one growing storyline that you need to know about. This offense might be in trouble. Yeah, I said it, and I'm not alone. Steelers insider Mark Kaboly has raised some serious red flags about how the offense is performing during training camp. And before anyone jumps to conclusions and blames rust or new chemistry, Kaboly says there's more to it than that. Yesterday, it was just a clinic put on by that defense, Kaboly said on his podcast. Even the team periods and some of those runs, nothing was happening. Sure, the defense is stacked. We all know that. But here's the kicker. The offense was getting dominated even when major stars like TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Alex Highsmith, and Joey Porter Jr. weren't even on the field. Let that sink in. For the most part, during these team periods, Watt wasn't playing, Hayward wasn't out there, Highsmith wasn't out there, Porter wasn't out there, Kaboly added. Still, it was just an absolutely dominant faction out there. That's a problem, and it's not something we can just write off as early camp jitters. Now, we've got Aaron Rodgers, a future Hall of Famer, running the offense. Expectations are sky high, and they should be. But he's also 41 years old, learning a new system, working with new weapons, and behind a line that's still figuring itself out. He's working on timing with DK Metcalf, who, by the way, has never played in this system or with his QB before, the offensive line. Still a work in progress, and let's not forget that the entire left side of the line is recovering from soft tissue injuries. So yeah, Rodgers might be a major upgrade, but if the pieces around him aren't clicking, he can't do it alone. We also have to talk about the scheme. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith is installing a system that takes time to master. It's not plug and play, it's complex. And as we've seen so far, it's not producing results yet. Steelers fans got a big reality check during training camps. 7 shots period. A drill where the offense gets 7 chances from the 2-yard line against the defense. And folks, it was ugly. The offense lost 6-1 twice in the same day. That's not just a hiccup. That's domination from the defense, and a clear sign the offense isn't ready yet. Sure, we can say the defense is elite, we can say it's early, but if this continues into the preseason, we've got some serious issues on our hands. Kaboly makes it clear this isn't just about the defense being amazing. This is about the offense not keeping up, not executing, and not showing progress, even with all the new weapons and the future Hall of Famer. Under center, this team was built to manage games on offense, while the defense dominates, right? We're not asking for a top 5 offense. We're asking for an offense that can move the chains, protect the football, and score when it matters. That's the minimum right now. Based on what we're seeing in Latrobe, we're not even there yet. Let's be real. The Steelers are in a transitional phase offensively. New QB, new weapons, new coordinator. It's going to take time, no doubt, but that clock is ticking fast. Rodgers needs to build rhythm. The O-line needs to get healthy and gel. The wideouts need to get separation. It's a process. But how long can we afford to wait? The first few weeks of the regular season are not going to be easy. If the offense doesn't catch up soon, this team, despite having a championship-level defense, could get stuck playing catch-up all year long. And speaking of the defense, the Steelers made headlines last season when they traded for veteran pass rusher Preston Smith from the Packers. While his impact was minimal in 2024, just 2 sacks in 8 games, his name has surfaced again. This time in Tennessee, per ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Titans are eyeing a veteran edge rusher, and Smith is reportedly on their radar. The Steelers released him in a cap-saving move. but it's a sign that teams still see value in veterans, especially when building a complete unit. Could this be a sign that more roster moves are coming? It's possible. The Steelers may also look to bring in help if the offense continues to struggle, whether that's on the line, in the backfield, or even at wide receiver. Steelers fans, we all watched George Pickens grow into one of the most electric young receivers in the NFL. But after the blockbuster trade that sent him to Dallas, things have taken a strange, and honestly, kind of disappointing turn. He's wearing the star now, and instead of taking the high road, he's throwing shade at the very team that drafted and developed him. Recently, Pickens made some eyebrow-raising comments about how he feels more camaraderie with the Cowboys than he ever did in Pittsburgh. That alone was enough to get fans talking. But then came the part that really lit the fuse. Pickens said the Cowboys are synonymous with Super Bowls. Let's be clear here. The Dallas Cowboys haven't been to a Super Bowl since January 1996. Meanwhile, the Steelers, 6 rings, tied for the most in NFL history. That's not a debate, that's fact. That brings us to ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, who absolutely destroyed Pickens in a viral segment on First Take. And when we say destroyed, we mean epically. Smith looked straight into the camera and said, "George Pickens, do you have any idea? When you talk about the Super Bowl and the Cowboys, you do understand that the Steelers are the more successful franchise. Did you know that? Did you know that? Do you understand what the hell you were saying? I mean, my God, you talk about a brother who needs to pick up a book. Boom, direct hit." And honestly, a lot of fans agree with Stephen A. on this one. Now, let's rewind a bit. Pickens clearly wasn't thrilled with how things ended in Pittsburgh. After reports of friction with coaches and some in the locker room, it seemed inevitable that a split was coming. The Steelers pulled the trigger on a trade, brought in DK Metcalf to be the new WR1, and moved on. But instead of showing some class and thanking the organization that drafted him, Pickens has made it a point to take subtle and not-so-subtle shots at the Steelers. "I'm in a better place now. The Cowboys understand championship culture. There's more chemistry here. And look, no one is denying the talent in Dallas. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, now George Pickens. It's a loaded offense. But to act like the Cowboys are somehow a model of championship consistency, that's where Pickens loses people. Let's talk numbers. Since 1996, Steelers, 3 Super Bowl appearances. 2 titles Cowboys, 0 Super Bowl appearances Steelers, 19 playoff, wins Cowboys, 5 playoff wins. So Pickens, talking about championship DNA in Dallas. It's just not based in reality, and that's exactly why Stephen A. felt the need to call him out. Now, let's not pretend Pickens didn't give us some incredible moments. His one-handed catches, sideline toe taps, and jaw-dropping athleticism made him a fan favorite. He produced even when the offense was struggling. No one's denying that, but as Stephen A. put it, you don't get paid or praised for what you did. It's about what you're doing now, and how you carry yourself when things don't go your way. Some fans still support him. Others are fed up. But one thing's clear. Pickens is becoming one of the most polarizing former Steelers in recent memory. So what does this mean for the Steelers? For starters, DK Metcalf is now the clear WR1. The coaching staff loves his maturity and leadership. But there's still a big question. Who's stepping up behind him? Guys like Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin, 3, and Van Jefferson are battling for that WR2 and WR3 role. There's talent, but replacing Pickens' explosiveness won't be easy. Still, many fans feel like the locker room already feels more focused without Pickens in the mix. Sometimes, subtraction can be addition. Let's check in with some fan reactions online. Pickens is talented, but man, those comments just show how immature he still is. Stephen A. said what all of Steeler Nation was thinking. Metcalf is already a better fit here. No drama, just business. But some fans are still watching Pickens closely. Hope he proves everyone wrong. He's still got the tools to be elite. Just wish it didn't end this way. He was fun to watch. At the end of the day, George Pickens made a decision to speak his mind. But in doing so, he stirred up controversy that probably didn't need to happen. The Steelers are focused on building the future, and whether Pickens likes it or not, Pittsburgh is still the gold standard when it comes to championships. Stephen A. Smith gave voice to what a lot of us were thinking. The disrespect wasn't just unnecessary, it was uninformed. You can change teams, but don't rewrite history. So here's the bottom line. Steelers Nation, The defense is championship caliber. The offense, still a massive question mark. And according to insiders like Mark Kaboly, it's not looking pretty right now. There's still time. Training camp isn't over. Preseason hasn't started, and Rodgers has overcome bigger challenges in his career. But if this offense doesn't step up and fast, this season could fall short of its massive potential. Now, I want to hear from you. Steelers Nation, it's your turn. Are you worried about the offense? Do you still believe Rodgers and company can pull it together before Week 1? Or are you feeling confident this is just part of the process? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's talk about it, and don't hold back. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just love the Steelers as much as we do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a beat. We've got wall-to-wall Steelers coverage all camp long. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Until then, keep waving the terrible towel, stay loyal, and as always, here we go. Steelers, here we go.